Hunger, illness, pain, all are things people used to struggle with. Humans used to fight for survival. They would spend a substantial part of their life working and just letting their valuable time on this earth go to waste. A really tragic tale of the human that only lived for the sake of living. But that's no longer the case. With so many advancements in AI, robotics, and bioengineering, all that is a part of the past. It all changed when the machine became much better at work than the human. I mean, why should you use a human when a computer is 1,000 times more efficient? Job titles started to become obsolete, one after the other. First it began with painters, photographers, and even the basic programmer was no longer needed. Then the robots went after jobs that required more handiwork, construction workers, firefighters. No one was safe. At that point, joblessness rose to a new, all-time high. Tens of millions of people lost their jobs and had no idea what to do. Many of them would protest on the streets. They would boycott any company that used a machine instead of a human being. Even though everything was going faster, the humans weren't fast enough to keep up with this. Misery was quickly spreading like a disease, as on the one hand you had governments trying to get a hold of the situation by limiting or even banning the use of intelligent machines, and on the other hand you had the giant corporate entities trying to find legal loopholes to circumvent these restrictions. After all, it would be illogical to say no to cheap labor and increased profits. After a lot of uncertainty and near global economic collapse, it finally happened. A team of genius researchers created the first artificial general intelligence that could write new code and improve itself. From then on, even the more sophisticated jobs were overtaken by the machines. That's when the whole world came together and, seeing this thread, decided on the only reasonable thing they could do. Leave it all to the machines. No more work, no more money, no more headache. Everyone decided it was time for the human species to retire and live a less stressful lifestyle. People suddenly had everything they'd like, within reason, that is. The days became longer as people discovered 8 new hours they had been missing. Everyone got themselves a new hobby and spent more time with their loved ones. It was finally achieved, a technological utopia. And what really put the final nail in the coffin was the decision to leave education to the AIs, as until then many ethical and moral concerns were still keeping that human tradition alive. The truth is, education levels had already risen to new heights as many capable people had decided to begin teaching. However, even the top brains we had were not a match for the machine, and it was okay. We simply passed the baton to the next runner in line, and that's how it should be. That's how the Neanderthal must have felt when they saw the Homo sapiens leave them behind. Now, the only positions still held by humans are governing roles. They suggest we decide. That's the motto, and that's how it should be. Even though we might not be efficient, we still can't let the power slip through our hands. Now can we? As time passed, one human problem after the other became solved, until only death could deprive you of this newly found paradise. Many say that all fears boil down to the fear of death. But what if even that would be a trivial matter? What would be then left to fear? Either way, they did it. Modifications on the genetic code and overly advanced healthcare extended the human lifespan from around 80 years to technical infinity. Yes, that's right. Humans can no longer die of old age. Death is no more. The only thing remaining is eternal youth. Many philosophical debates were held on this topic, as well as logical analysis by the AIs. The latter came to the conclusion that an infinite lifespan would give humans infinite possibilities to develop and give their lives a meaning. The human side, however, had mixed feelings on this matter. Even though many agreed with the machines, some argued that human mortality itself is what gives our lives value. It is the engine that keeps us forward. If we had all our needs covered and that forever, what would be the meaning in doing anything? We might succumb to our laziness. Long story short, in the end, they decided the best decision would be the one which everyone makes for themselves. Everyone should keep access to their, practically, eternal lives. However, when they pass the 100-year mark, they have the choice to end their life whenever they wish with the assistance of the government. New facilities were built around the world for exactly that reason, to end people's lives in a humane and painless way. Many years of advancements and protests later, we get to today, where a lonely 34-year-old man eating his cereal turns on the TV.
Breaking news. After many debates and struggles in the UN Parliament, a new law just passed reducing the age of assisted death to 30 years from previously 100 years. The message is fresh and the masses already are reacting to this. We will keep you updated with any other information.
Oh, shit.